Hello guys, Colonel Ninny here. In all our training we've been able to get back to the airfield and land with the addition of power. But what happens if you've run out of fuel, or your engine is overheated, or you've had flak damage, or you've been shot up to the point where your engine stops? This is the point where you need to go to your best angle of glide speed, pick a suitable landing location, hopefully that's your airfield, and then plan your approach so you can land successfully on that spot. Today I'm going to show you the techniques on how to do that. The first thing to do when the engine quits is to establish a glide speed. For the 109 F2 or 4, we choose 240. Use the elevator trim to trim it to about +3 nose up. This will allow the aircraft to fly itself while you look for a place to land or try to restart the engine. How far you can glide depends on how high you are. You'll be trading your altitude for distance. The only thing you have control over here is your rate of descent. And there's only one thing that's going to give you the greater distance, and that is the correct glide speed. It means the difference between getting back to the runway or getting across enemy lines. If you've been following my other how to fly tutorials, you will fully understand how important it is for us to use the horizon and instrument panel as reference points for our speeds. And in the same way, we can use a reference point on the instrument panel that will tell us where we're going to end up at the end of our glide. And that point is about here. So we're guaranteed on getting to any point below that line, but cannot reach any point above that line. For reference, take a look at the two trees I've marked. That's the point that we're going to contact the ground. Let's look at another example. We're established at 240. Look at the corner of the windshield. That's where we're headed. And this time there are two other trees to keep an eye out for. So the demonstration just shows you how far we can glide. But in reality, you would want to land with full flaps to slow your touchdown speed as much as possible. So let's look at a real-life example here on a multiplayer server. It's my first time in the E7 and I should have read the pilot manual. I'm planning just a simple airfield strafing run. But unlike the F4, the E7 requires manual engine control. This minor oversight has cost me my engine through overheating. So, trim it up for 240, find a place to land. There's an airfield down to the left, looks like a good choice. But unlike the first two examples I gave you, I'm not looking to glide for distance because the airfield is almost right below me. I know I can make it. I can now confirm that the engine has failed due to excessively high temperatures. I can try and open the cowls and try and get it to be cooled and restart, but I don't hold out much hope for that, so I'm planning to land on the runway below me. Maneuver into a very high downwind position and then onto a base leg where I can lose my altitude at my leisure. There's no hard and fast rule. What we're looking for is simply being on the base leg at what looks like the right height for the normal approach. I'm choosing to use a spiral descent, but I'm controlling my airspeed all the way through it. I am planning to come in a little bit high. I can always side slip to get down, but if I'm too short, that's bad news. And down goes my gear. I'm going to wait with the flaps. I'll probably approach with 20 degrees and then bring it to 40 degrees when I'm sure of making the field. Flaps coming to 20. And the speed coming back to 200, the normal approach speed. And if you transcribe a line from the corner of the windshield, it'll go across the top of the threshold of the runway. So we're guaranteed of making it to that point. And if you're unlucky enough to have had a double engine failure in a twin, then you will be feathering your props to reduce your drag. But the principle is the same. Hold your glide speed. Yes, we are high and we have full flap. Now we'll side slip to make sure we get down. There's some debris on the runway. We'll make sure we stay to the right hand side of that. Notice the speed here as I'm in my side slip. A rapid and controlled loss of altitude without a gain in speed. And once again we live to fly again. So thanks for watching, guys. Go out and practice. Best glide speed, corner of the windshield. If you've enjoyed this video, found it helpful, please like it or subscribe. Or if there's another topic you'd like me to cover, please